Okay, so one of the things that I've been trying to do for quite some time is to set up replicate the jump bar functionality that exists in Dorico in Cubase, because I think it's the most amazing feature. It's just brilliant. I'm gonna talk you through it. So I've got here quite a busy old score because I'm kind of on a bit of a productivity kick at the minute, and I'm trying to share my discoveries with you. This is a big old score. You can see it gets a bit unwieldy. I don't really. I used to have a vertical monitor, and I've kind of gone away from that for various reasons. But so if I switch to Galley View in Dorico, you'll see again it's a busy old score. Now you'll see the instrument filter overlay here in Dorico, and I'll put a link to a better video from Dorico themselves that explains how that all works. But you can see I've set up various groups here, instrument filters. So if I want to focus on the woodwinds, for example, I can. It just makes it easier when you're composing and to see not so much stuff on the screen. I find it so helpful to not be sort of baffled by too much stuff. But the clever bit for me is where the jump bar functionality comes in. So if I want to, you can see that I've assigned aliases to these things. Again, this is all really well explained. Dorico's got fantastic documentation and web resources. So if you're not already a Dorico user, do check it out. It's fantastic. But you can see I can use the... because what I'm not very good with is keyboard shortcuts. I constantly forget them. And I just love being able to do... You could do loads of stuff with the jump bar. So if you just press J. And if I wanted to, say, for example, filter the slurs here, I can, because I can't. I'm sure I could assign it, and I can assign a keyboard shortcut to that. And obviously, I can use Metagrid or some other third-party piece of software, the Stream Deck or something like that. But it's so great just to be able to, boom, it's done, and you don't have to take your hands off the keyboard. I find it's really, really productive. So obviously, let's get Dorico out of the way. Cubase doesn't have that functionality built in, but with a little third-party tool called Keyboard Maestro, half of you are probably using this already. But if you set up various things, and I'm going to post another link in the description to how you get this working. You need a little, before you do anything else, you need to set this up as trigger macro by name. And I've set a little hotkey, and that's because I use Option and Space for Alfred, which is my app launcher, and then Control and Space to launch Keyboard Maestro. And you'll see how that works in a minute. And what I'm in the process of doing is setting up a load of macros in Cubase to do things to control visibility. Because in Cubase, what I've done is I've set up various keyboard shortcuts to do various things. So open master folders is one that I'm going to use as an example. And that is here. And I've set Command, Control, Option, and M. And that's great, but I'm not going to remember that, to be honest with you. It's just going to be a real pain. I know I'm going to forget. I'm hopeless. So what I do is I go to, so remember, I Control and Space, and that opens the Keyboard Maestro window. And then I say, for example, want to open master folders, bang, and it's done. Or I want to close master folders, and that's done. If I want to open, I wonder whether it works if it's nested. Open subfolders. No, it won't, because the master folders aren't open, which is fine. That's actually great. That's what I want. Now I can open. Oh, no, there we go. So if I wanted to say, for example, close subfolders, I can, because I just can't remember what that is. And you don't need to type the whole thing. I think it works absolutely brilliantly. Absolutely love it. I'm in the process of going through Cubase, and you can, because it's always going to be with like little things like this that you've set up. For example, I'm pretty sure I've set one up for the Project Logical Editor. Yeah, there we go. That opens the Project Logical Editor. And it's really simple to set up in Keyboard Maestro. I'll put it on screen here. You see, really, really simple. you activate Cubase 12. It's Cubase 12 for me. If it's already at the front, you leave it at the front, and then you just type in the keystroke. It's really, really simple to set up. Hope that will help a little bit with your productivity.